Hi everyone, here's my prototype for a virtual reality game called Hungry for Knowledge, which simulates life in a food desert in New York City, such as the South Bronx. Since it is difficult to create a prototype for a virtual reality game without the proper equipment, this prototype shows a basic click-through interaction that is possible within the game. For reference, every time one of the objects in the prototype becomes highlighted, this means that the VR controller, which is usually shown as a laser pointer in the VR realm, is actually hovering over the object. Once it is highlighted, a user can click the controller button to initiate that action. So the user would begin by hovering over the play game button, which will highlight, and then the user clicks the button. There will be an introduction about food deserts and why it is important to raise awareness about them. There will also be a list of directions for the users. To proceed, the user will hover over the proceed button and click on it. The user will then be brought to their home screen, which is divided into different sections. The destination depicts a map where the fresh foods can be located and how far away the user is from the destination. There is also a money available section. The user is set up with a limited amount of money, which can be spent on things such as transportation and food purchases. There is a health bar, which depletes as time passes. To help boost energy, the user can purchase food or drinks at certain places. And there is also an objectives section. If the user clicks on the section, they will be brought to a page of objectives which they have to complete. To exit the objectives section, click on the red X. If the user clicks on the person icon, they will be taken to the street view for the immersive experience. For example, the user can now enter the street of the virtual Bronx. The user is able to look around with a headset to readjust their view as if the user is standing on the street. In the corner, the map that is shown shows where the user is on an actual map location. If clicked, the map will bring the user back to the home screen. Now let's look at the bus. If we wanted to get on the bus, we can walk towards the bus and hover over it, which will highlight it in yellow. If clicked, a question box will appear, popping up asking if we would like to board the bus. To enter the bus, we will hover over yes and then click. Then the user will enter the bus. Then, for a different example, say we go back to the home screen and notice our energy is running low. We can go to a place to get a food or drink. If we look back at our objectives, we also notice that we have one objective, which is to listen to someone's life story of living in a food desert. So we go back and click on the person icon. Here we are in front of a bodega. To enter the bodega, hover over the door to highlight it, and then click. A question will appear asking the user if they would like to enter the bodega. Hover over and click yes. In this bodega, we see a man looking for something to drink. If we hover over the man, we notice he becomes highlighted. Click on the man. A question pops up asking if we would like to listen to this person's life story. Hover over yes and click. The user will be brought to an animation that tells the life story of that individual living in a food desert. The user is not allowed to exit the story until the animation is completely finished, which is indicated by the red icon in the lower corner turning to green. If we click on the green map icon, we are now brought to the home screen. However, now the objectives section is highlighted in red. If we click on it, we are brought to the objectives checklist. Notice how that the objective is now complete. Exit out of the icon. Now this was only one example of the many interactions that is possible within this new virtual reality game.